evening, everyone. This is the Politics of Survival. I'm your host, Tara Reade, and I have a special guest that I told you about live from Moscow, early in the morning there, late at night here. But we love to get together, and I would love her opinions as we kind of walk through what just happened with the recent midterm elections and kind of the perspective, the international perspective, actually, on kind of watching America scramble around and try to figure out who is actually leading the country, which is still unclear even now, even though it's the weekend almost and the election was last Tuesday. So welcome everyone to Politics of Survival, and we're going to have a great discussion with Maria Butina. Maria.
Hey. Well,
hey.
Should I say happy Friday still, right? And happy Saturday for me.
Happy Saturday to you. And well, first tell our audience what you do, like, because you do a lot of different things, but give them your official title, but then also tell them kind of what you do day to day. That would be really fun.
All right. So I serve on the committee, Foreign Affairs Committee in the state Duma. This is like your House of Representatives. So it's a lower chamber of Russian parliament. We have a Senate, like you guys do, and we also have the Duma, which is like the House of Representatives. Mm-hmm. We have elections once in 5 years, so it's a longer term than you have. We are so the members they spread divided into different committees, and we have on it like you do in education and health committee, and I do serve on the foreign relations. So I'm responsible for actually the international stuff. We have friendship groups with different countries, and going pretty well now. I'm focusing on, believe it or not, Africa is my focus of interest. I just came back from Rwanda. Extremely excited about the continent, seeing, learning, and it's like a different universe, which is so much like we guys are, but so much different because every continent has its specifics. So Africa does too. And so my day-to-day basis is dealing with people with the Russians who got in trouble abroad. That happens, it happens with the US citizens as well. And also I do work with the parliaments of different countries. So I just mentioned that we just got back from Rwanda. This is our delegation. And there we were representing Russian parliament, me and my colleagues actually from the committee, showing and talking about Russian perspective on the upcoming events. So we brought actually the main issue, and many African countries agreed with us that the most important point for today is, believe it or not, the environmental problems, the food problem, the water problem, because if you don't just look on Russia, Ukraine, Western countries, and our agendas and elections and stuff, you would realize that the whole world is now really worried about the climate change and about all these natural disasters that they have. But unfortunately, the Parliamentary Assembly, it's the oldest group, international group that unites parliaments from more than 185 countries. For some reason, the United States is not on the panel. Like, I don't know why you guys didn't join the organization. And so we tried to talk about the most important points, but the Western countries were pushing the Russia-Ukraine agenda, like the third time, I guess, which actually, if I may use this language, it just pissed off African countries and also Pakistan, which said, like, guys, we're suffering. We have these poverty problems and the water problem, and you just only talk about you. It's just about me. We have conflicts every day in Africa, and nobody seems to care. So, and believe it or not, I do think it's a fair point. So the world is not just concentrated on the Western agenda.
Yeah, the world is wide and large. And what is going on with, you also work with with the friendship, you were talking about that, the friend getting together and trying to understand, other people's points of view and that kind of thing. So what is the feeling for the Americans that are in Russia right now and, at university or doing whatever they're doing or working, and how is that for them right now? And are they reaching out to you?
Well, I'll be honest with you. So when just the special military operation got started, and when there was so much Russophobia in the West, my biggest worry, besides Russians, was that some Americans might face some problems in Russia because, the hate, and I will never let it happen, because I know how it feels to be canceled. When it was a February, before my arrest, before I went to prison and went through horrible days, but before all that, they started to pop up these articles on the Daily Beast and CNN and all this stuff saying oh, she might be a Russian spy. And my classmates, I was studying in the American University in Washington, D.C., SIS actually. So if somebody is from SIS, hi guys. So I graduated there, and my second year was a nightmare because nobody would even sit next to me. Are
you serious?
I am absolutely serious. Look, wow. Okay, I don't blame guys. Okay, I don't blame them, because what happened basically, my school, the SIS school, the School of International Service, an American university, it gives education for future diplomats, for people who work for government. And when I applied, I didn't know that. I applied because it's one of the best schools of international affairs in the world.
Yes.
So I was very excited, and I wrote this essay, and I passed all my GRE. Oh, they were hard. All these tests, TOEFL and stuff. So I got scholarships, and I didn't know all about this politics stuff. I didn't much care, honestly. And then I learned that all these people need to get security clearances. So they would delete me and ban me on Facebook. Yeah, absolutely. They wouldn't sit next to me. They wouldn't say hi to me, because if they need to fill this application on the security form for security clearance, they would mention my name and a Russian name, Russian citizen, they might not pass. So I was typically turned off from the community, and I know how it feels. So I do have several American friends here living in Moscow. They feel fine. They feel actually great. And but they are more canceled at home. So they got enormous pressure from their homeland, from the United States, saying they are traitors and stuff. But talking to Russians in general, I can judge. I don't know. But these people are under my personal protection. And if somebody is mean, if somebody, God bless, says something rude or something racist or something like that, I have a lot of international friends. I serve in the international community. They're going to deal with me because I know how it feels. Look, I saw how it could be in the United States, and I will never let it happen in Russia, because we just not all Americans are bad. I love your country. I admire many of you guys, great people. And we are very much alike, more than the politicians try to say we are. We are. And I don't want in my country so anybody discriminates anyone. I just can't let it happen.
Well, that's really generous spirited of you, especially considering how you were treated in the United States. That you say that. And
by the government, not by the people. I separate that.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. You separate out between the government elites or whatever, the way they're running things. And they are really very focused on making Russia the enemy, and have been really hard going at it since 2016. Of course, it went on for decades before, but most recently, the neoliberal crowd, the hawks, neocons, we just need an enemy. And so that's unfortunately what's been going on.